Imagine a man sworn to protect a city from fire, secretly becoming the one who ignites it. For years, John Orr was considered one of the best arson investigators in Glendale, California. A veteran firefighter, a respected captain, a man trusted to walk into the ashes and pull out the truth about how a blaze began. But behind his calm authority and expert reputation was a darker obsession, the one that would turn him into one of the most dangerous serial arsonists in American history. This is the story of John Orr's double life. To his colleagues, Orr was brilliant. He had an almost supernatural ability to walk into a burned building and instantly identify the causes. This wire was exposed. The fire was started here. This wasn't an accident. But what no one knew was that all recognized the signs because they were his own handiwork. He wasn't just chasing arsonists, he was competing with them. On November 6, 1984, a warehouse store in South Pasadena erupted into flames. Inside were employees and customers. Four of the employees never made it out alive. Investigators searched the debris and eventually labeled it an accident. Nothing pointed to foul play, but one person challenged the conclusion: Captain John Orr. He argued, insisted, and almost pleaded that there was an arson. It was strange, almost as if he wanted someone to appreciate the work behind it. Only years later would investigators discover the horrifying truth. Orr had planted a homemade incendiary device built from cigarette matches and yellow notebook paper. He stood back and watched as the building burned, and then walked into the ashes later as the expert. Fast forward to 1987, Orr was attending an arson conference in Fresno, a gathering of some of the brightest fire investigators in the state. But while the experts sat inside discussing techniques, John Orr slipped out. In a single day, 5 different fires erupted around Fresno: pharmacies, fabric stores, craft shop, all businesses filled with highly flammable materials. The timing was too perfect, too precise. It was as if someone was demonstrating their skills. At one fire scene, investigators uncovered a crucial clue: a simple incendiary device wrapped in yellow-lined paper. Captain Herb Marvin, one of the most persistent investigators on the case, noticed a pattern. These fires weren't random. The person responsible knew fire behavior intimately. Marvin began considering a chilling possibility: the arsonist might be one of them. 2 years later, in 1989, arson investigators met again, this time in Pacific Grove. And once again, fire followed them. Fabric stores ignited, businesses burned, and left behind at the scene the same device, the same yellow paper, the same signature. But this time, investigators got lucky. It wasn't enough to identify the arsonist. Technology wasn't advanced enough yet, but it was a start. Marvin narrowed the list of suspects to just 10 investigators who had been present at both conferences, and on that list was Captain John Orr. Around this time, Orr began writing a book, a novel. He called it Point of Origin. He told the story of a firefighter, an arson investigator who secretly set fires strikingly similar to the one sweeping California. But it wasn't just fiction. The detail in All's manuscript matched real investigations, methods, motive, even the deadly 1984 hardware store blaze. It was less a novel and more a confession. The book revealed a warped psychology. All believed he was smarter than everyone else, that he deserved recognition, that fire made him feel powerful. The manuscript became a key piece of evidence proving that investigators long suspected All didn't fight fires, he created them. By the early 1990s, technology had caught up. The partial fingerprints from the Pacific Group fire scene was retested using new systems. This time, it found a match: John Leonard All. Investigators began discreet surveillance. They studied his manuscript, matched his movement with fire locations, and built an airtight case. In 1991, everything came crashing down. John All, the firefighter hero, the decorated captain, the expert arson investigator, was arrested. His decade-long reign of fire was finally over. John All was ultimately convicted of multiple counts of arson and 4 counts of murder. Some experts believe he set over 2,000 fires, making him one of the most prolific arsonists in modern history. He was the man sent to stop arson, but he became the monster he claimed to hunt. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe, leave your comments, and like this video. Things are happening. You never know it until you are told. Bye bye.